Hi everyone. The purpose of this video is to review the updated course syllabus for educational psychology that will carry us through the rest of this semester after spring break. So I have uploaded the updated syllabus on D2L for you. Under course resources. So it's probably best to pull that document up and look at it while you watch this video so you can kind of follow along with everything that I'm reviewing. So we'll just start from the top of the document. Our class is now going to be delivered online via D2L as you've been informed through email. And of course, then our course will no longer be held in Stowe for 257 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Likewise, my office hours will be completely remote. They won't be held on campus at all. So I'm just going to keep them during the typical time of Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2:15 to 3:15. During that time, I'll be responding to email immediately, and I can schedule Zoom or phone conferences with you. But my schedule is extremely flexible because I'm at home all the time now. The schools are closed too, so I'm not working with my kids in the schools either. So really, I can kind of schedule a meeting with you whenever is most convenient for you. And of course, you can always reach me through email, and I'll respond typically within one business day. So weekends might be an exception, but generally I can get back to you within 24 hours. So really quickly, we'll talk about this more when we get into the course schedule, but this is an asynchronous course. So rather than us meet collectively together during a certain time of the week, you'll have a block of a week to essentially complete our coursework for that week at your own pace. And then all of the assignments will be due at a particular time at the end of that block of the week. So we'll talk about that more when we get to the course schedule, but just to kind of frame you into the course framework, that's kind of the new format. So the course description hasn't changed, neither have our objectives or your required materials. We do have some new evaluation methods. So we are going to, I'll just kind of walk through each assignment as we go in order on the syllabus. So we're going to retain the classroom observation reflections. So at this point, you have completed 2 prior to midterm, so you'll have 3 left. And the sequence of those videos is identical to the previous syllabus, and on the new syllabus, it's reflective accurately as well. Your 3rd video will be No Child Without Motivation, 4th video, ADHD and Learning Disability, etc. Then the 5th is listed there as well. You'll still be following the rubric that we created kind of a little before mid-semester. That's still appended in the syllabus for your review. But all of your assignments for classroom observations are graded up to date, so you should be able to get on to D2L, check out your feedback for that with the updated rubric, and move forward and hopefully do really well on those assignments. A new addition to the course is discussion board posts. So there will be a total of 3 discussion board posts for the remainder of the semester, and they are 20 points each. So rather than discuss that at this point, I'm going to save it till I kind of review it as an appendix, and we'll talk a little more about that. You will also have an additional assignments, which are called Check for Understanding assignments. There's going to be a total of 6 of those, and they are valued at 10 points each. So again, I'll talk about those in just a minute when I jump back to the appendix. So your educational philosophy paper is the same. I'll post a separate video in the upcoming weeks about that assignment to explain it a little more in depth to you. Our midterm exam has already been graded. Unfortunately, I never got a chance to meet with you to share those exam results with you. So if you have any questions about those, please let me know. I'd be happy to work something out to share your individual results with you. The quizzes will remain the same. 15 points per quiz, 60 points total. That is 4 quizzes, so you'll have 2 for the rest of the semester. And then what I've done with the classroom engagement points is we've had essentially a total of 12 classes together before spring break. They were valued at 50 points total for that entire kind of chunk of an assignment. Since we got through about half the semester, what I essentially did was just give you half the points. But to make it an even 25, well, I guess that's not an even number, but to make it 25 points total, I've essentially just gave you a free point to total 25 points. So now we'll jump ahead to the course schedule, and here's where I'll kind of describe those new assignments to you. So we're essentially starting week 10 after spring break and the extended spring break on the 22nd of March, excuse me. So that is a Sunday. So the format of the course essentially moving forward is that your course on D2L, the module for the week, which will be titled week 10, week 11, week 12, week 13, etc., moving forward, will always release on Sunday at midnight, I believe. So early Sunday morning. So it'll be open all day Sunday, all day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then all of your assignments will be due Saturday at 11:59 p.m., right before midnight. So that's the very last time you can turn it in without being penalized for a late submission. With the exception of finals week. So that final week on week 16, just attend to the due date because I believe everything's due on a Friday, just because of the way the semester is set up. That's technically the last day of the semester. So during week 10, when we return, again, we'll be starting on Sunday, the 22nd. The module for week 10 will release. You'll be given PowerPoints for the different chapters, and from those PowerPoints or in a separate document, you'll be given prompts to respond to these check for understanding activities. So these could pop up in a couple different ways, and they'll always be described in detail in that module, so you'll know exactly what I'm expecting that week. But you could potentially be given a narrated PowerPoint that you'll have to download and listen to, and listen for the number of prompts that I'm giving you. So these are essentially questions that you're responding to about the lesson. And then you'll always respond in a Word document. It might not be in a PowerPoint that's narrated. I might just give you questions that week. Either way, you can expect between like 3 to 6 or 7 questions a week for these activities. And every single module will detail for you what the expectation is, where you're supposed to get this information from, how you can access it, how many questions you'll be asked, or maybe exactly which questions you'll be asked. But in the case of the narrated PowerPoints, it would be your job to pick out those questions and find them yourself by listening to the audio. But again, in each module, I'll explain that in detail to you. And if you have any questions, of course, you can always email me. But I'm going to jump ahead to the appendix. Sorry about that. The appendix for this assignment, and we can talk about the breakdown of the point value. So appendix D is the check for understanding rubric. So you'll want to make sure you include your name, the date, and the corresponding number title of the assignment. So for week 10, you would say your name, the date, check for understanding number 1, as it's indicated in your syllabus. Then the breakdown of the points just comes from responding to all the questions. So as long as there's no really egregious errors in your thought process, in your responses, you can essentially earn all those points just by responding thoughtfully to the points or the questions, the prompts. So if there's really egregious errors in your thinking that demonstrate to me that you really didn't do the readings as you should have, then that might warrant losing some points. But generally speaking, if you're answering all the questions to your best ability, if there's just some areas of misunderstanding that I think are pretty reasonable, I'll just describe to you where there's errors in thought are in feedback in a Word document to help you correct those misunderstandings and move forward. Also, of course, there's just a couple points for grammar and organization. Just make sure you follow good grammatical practice. Double check for spelling errors, etc., to prevent point loss. And please continue to use APA style in this course. So 12-point times New Roman, that's pretty much all I'm looking for those assignments. So next, we will talk about the discussion board post now. So we'll just go ahead and look at that rubric, which is actually right before the classroom observation. I'm sorry, the check for understanding rubric on Appendix C in the syllabus. So essentially for these discussion board posts, when the module opens up that has a discussion board post, you'll visit the discussion tab and you'll find the prompt there. It'll be titled Discussion Board Post 1, 2, or 3, and the narrative will describe exactly what you're to respond to. So there's 2 components of this. It's a total of 20 points. 10 points are given to you for your responses individually, your own original response. And so you can see that the points are given to you based on the timeliness, the accuracy of the information, the organization of the information, and the relatedness of the information to the text content. And then your second component of that assignment is that you have to respond to 2 of your peers' posts. So you'll have 1 of your own individual posts, 2 responses to peers. 10 points come from your post, 5 points come from a single post to a peer, 5 points come from a second post to a peer. So that's a total of 10 for peer posts, responses, 10 for you, total points of 20 each time. So just be sure that when you're responding to your peers' posts, that you're making them accurate, insightful, and additive as it's described in the syllabus. So rather than saying, I agree with you so much, sounds great, good job, try to provide either some criticism or some critiques, or if you don't disagree with anything, just describe why you feel that way, because I really want these to be as meaningful as possible. Since we can have in-person discussions, we'll simulate some critical thought as much as we can in that online modality, hopefully. So jumping back up to the course schedule, you will see that some weeks, just because of the time we've been dealt, we have 2 chapters that we're covering in one, but I'll do my best to consolidate them as best as I can in a lesson for you. I've tried to choose the chapters that are a little lighter together or related together to make it easier on you. And yeah, beyond that, I think that pretty much covers the changes. Just be aware of the point values that have changed a little bit under grading procedures and criteria. By the changes we've made, I've had to sacrifice 5 points total out of the course. So rather than a total point value of 440 points in the course, we're now at 435 points. But that's not too bad, I don't think. So again, we are getting rid of the the final exam. We are adding 6 check for understanding activities. We are adding 3 discussion board posts. We are retaining the rest of the quizzes, 2 more. We are retaining the rest of the classroom observation reflections, 3 more. We are retaining the educational philosophy paper, 1. So if you have any questions or concerns about that, please email me. I'm going to do my best to be on my email constantly and available to you, because I understand that all of these changes are potentially overwhelming, and I want to be here to support you as much as I can, because you did not sign up for an online course. I understand that, and so whatever I can do to make this better for you, this transition better for you, I would be happy to. So please reach out to me. Let me know how I can support you in this course. If you have any general questions or concerns, I'm happy to talk to you about it, so we can be preventative and make sure we address any of those and get you the help that you need in this course on the front end. So thanks so much for watching this. I hope you find it helpful, and take care, be healthy, and good luck with everything. I will talk to you soon.